And we are being live streamed. So I'd like to make a motion to open the March 16th, 2023 New Paltz Town Board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I need to start, and if anyone is opposed to something, and I don't say anyone opposed, please speak up so we can get it correct in the minutes. Or you're abstaining, I don't normally ask that, but it's better to do that, so.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And public announcements, I don't have any announcements. Anyone else? If not, I'd like to open the public.
How about an announcement about the Millbrook Preserves
Yeah.
Spring Festival on April 15th? I
Mhm.
believe it's from 2 to 4.
Yes.
And find out more about it on the Millbrook Preserves website. millbrookpreserve.org.
That's great.
And any public comments? If not, we will like to make a motion to approve, to authorize items 1A through 1B on the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
There is, oh.
two
yes,
items. That's it.
Yes.
So then number 2 is, this is, it was just the minutes and establishment of escrow.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the community center addendum request for the 2023 rates. So we're just making some modifications on the rates that we would have normally done with the reorg, but we're just running a little bit behind.
Mhm.
So all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Do we have a second?
Actually, we didn't get a second on that.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So number 3 is the cooperative agreement. It's a 4-year agreement for USERT, the Ulster Sheriff's, is it the emergency response team? If anyone has any questions. If not, this is shared services between different agencies where they train together and then they respond to different situations that are kind of laid out.
I did have one question about, there was an oversight committee, but I didn't see anywhere laid out how that committee was comprised or chosen, or if there were any term limits or anything of that nature.
I think it's, I looked through that. Chief Lucchese responded with specifics.
Did you see that email from Chief Lucchese?
I did not see that email.
Okay, it's the different chiefs.
Yeah, I think he just. It's on the. Yeah. And like the chain of command for the oversight.
The chain
I
of
don't know,
command
that's a
shall
good
consist
question.
of Ulster County Sheriff, USERT Tactical Commander, Assistant Tactical Commander, team leaders, team members.
Okay,
And then, but if there is a violation or problem, it reverts to the locality's
Right.
way of handling it.
right,
So
so the
if-
discipline.
The discipline, it would go to our police commission.
Mhm.
If our officer did anything that was against our rules and regulations.
Okay.
Urgent was. It's,
Urgent is a little different. This is,
they give great acronyms.
yeah,
Mhm.
I get them mixed up. So this is a 4-year contract, so it's been a couple of years. So when they first sent it, I'm like, we just approved that,
Mm,
but it's USERT. So I guess that's what we get for living in Ulster County. Really start with you.
Yeah.
So does someone want to second that, or did I miss that?
I can second that. We did. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I am actually abstaining from this vote as a employee of the county.
Okay.
And let's. So number 4 is the Recreation Department is asking to change how we do the food up at the Field of Dreams. We've had a contract for the last few years with the same people that do the pool. They're looking to shift it change it up a little bit. They weren't even there bunch last year for
Mhm.
soccer and baseball and things. And so they're looking to work with the Boy Scouts, and the Boy Scouts will sell like bagged items, prepackaged items. So they'll raise some money for themselves, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
and they'll also make sure they're there all the time.
I think it's a great idea. I just did have one question. How come we don't allow like other small towns, food trucks?
Well, that we're asking for that one too.
Oh, okay.
So right
Mhm.
now,
Oh, the next one down.
so
I
we're
thought about that.
we're asking for food trucks for town sponsored events.
Oh, okay, great.
And we're gonna try that out, and then we'll see,
Mhm.
we have to. Then we can try to work something out, like say if someone's having a baseball tournament,
Yeah.
and if they wanted to bring in a food truck, they could get a permit or something like that. But we thought we would try it out at like town events. So
Okay.
like when we do things up there, see how it works out.
Okay, so
Um,
try it out first and then see how that works. Yeah.
Well, but I think, it was a previous board that banned or, disallowed them, and I think. To me, it's I understand that perhaps there would be some businesses, restaurants that wouldn't be happy with them. So maybe a extensive public comment would help,
But when
but
you're up
it's
at the
also a way
field,
to,
like-
no, I'm talking about like townwide, that
Oh.
townwide, just
Right,
the fact that it's not
Like
allowed.
you've been in Hasbrook where you have lots and lots of, and then you don't go to the restaurant because you're.
yeah,
If
but
it's,
that's,
if it's on
That's
village or
different.
town land, it's
That's
different.
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
for us, like I talked to Stacy about this, I said, oh, they're not allowed. And so like the only place where it would probably be in town, like say they went to like, Tops or ShopRite or something, but those owners, like, that's private land. Like
Right.
they would have to give the authority whether they could be there or not.
Yeah.
But then it would also have to go before the planning board because it's like technically changing the permitted use of the place.
Yeah.
But are they
So-
allowed? Would they be allowed?
No, they're not allowed right now.
Right, so they're not,
Right.
Part of it is because it's private, and then two, because it changes the permitted use under the planning board rules. So it's a little more complicated than just saying, oh, let's allow them, because there aren't really places where you could park on streets in the town,
Right,
because we don't really have parking
Right.
anywhere.
but in Field of Dreams where you're far away.
It's allowed,
It's
yeah.
allowed.
And
Okay,
that,
yeah.
because that's town property,
Yeah.
we can just allow it.
Mhm.
But it's also, I think we're providing services to if you've gone up there and played soccer with your
Oh,
kids,
yeah, you're there for hours.
and your kid is
Yeah.
like, I am hungry,
Yeah.
and you're like, I
Uh-huh.
didn't bring anything.
It happens all the time, yeah.
So,
And how nice, it just creates a community atmosphere too, when people can hang out afterwards and eat the food, yeah.
I think it's a nice, so many people, entrepreneurial, folks.
Yeah.
They have food trucks around the country, and
Mhm.
I think we could explore, in my opinion.
We could explore, I agree with you. I think it's,
I was gonna say too, that if the Boy Scouts, I love it, I'm assuming the Boy Scouts are gonna make a little money.
yeah.
yeah, I
that-
think I'm not sure if I think they might have approached Chuck about it,
No,
and so.
that's good.
I just wonder, I was just imagining a lot of small bags, and that may have to happen, but I just
Mhm.
wonder if there's a thought to. Maybe we could see if they don't, if they would do
but then
plastic or,
Then it's like they need,
Yeah.
then you have to get like Department of Health approval. If it's like, if they were prepared, like you can't like make your own,
yeah,
like,
can they bag
I gotta
and
be-
chips in paper?
I don't think so. I think that's
I
because
think
then
it'd be
it's all prepackaged, or else it
Right.
has to be Department of Health approved
Yeah.
and things like
Well,
that.
maybe, I
That's-
mean, if we think that cans are better than plastic, maybe we request cans instead of.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, there is,
seltzer, I know can, or
yeah.
boxed water, I don't know, it's
Mhm.
sort of like a,
Well, we have
It's
a
just
water
like-
fountain there now, so we don't,
Yeah.
people don't need to buy water anymore because
Mhm.
we have a water
there
fountain.
you go,
you know,
maybe we could request no water.
Remind
To
people to bring their own
encourage
bottles.
people,
Remind people to
yeah,
bring their-
it's just like,
Yeah.
reminds people that we're gonna do our best to.
Yeah.
Do this
I
together.
agree, yes, thanks, Julie.
Yeah.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Could we second that?
we second it?
Sorry. I'll second.
Okay, and then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And number 5 is motion to authorize the Recreation Department to use food trucks for concerts, other events at the Field of Dreams, town run events.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And maybe we could request. No
Yeah.
plastic water
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
containers
Yeah.
for their food trucks too.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't just why people buy plastic, I buy water bottles, but
Mhm.
that's just me. Anyway,
We might be able to write letters to the people the coaches. And, urge the in their letter, saying the next game, please remember to bring your own water bottles.
Yeah, so we just got the water fountain up end of like last summer, right? So it's
Mhm.
pretty new, so it's important that people know that it's now
Oh, it's there.
running.
there.
Yeah.
And so now you don't need to bring water,
Yeah.
so,
There's a bottle filler too.
and a bottle.
Oh,
filler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we gotta PR that. That's great.
Um. So, next, number 6 is, the, this is we're applying for a grant for Springtown Road Bridge,
Mhm.
Quiet Place Bridge.
Yeah.
Just, the engineers have looked at it, we probably have 3 to 5 years before the surface boards that were put on 30 years ago need to be replaced. And so, we've been writing grants for this for a couple of years. Last year we asked Congressman Delgado, so they don't have pork anymore. It's now your ask needs to fit in the grant requirements. And so this would fit under transportation funding.
Mhm.
We asked Congressman Delgado last year, because he left, the awards were not given out.
Mhm.
But we're asking, this is to ask Congressman Ryan, this is our ask for this, we've already asked Senator Gillibrand and Senator Schumer as well.
Right.
But it helps to have like a resolution from the town board saying that,
Mhm.
we all are, or at least the majority of us would like to do this project.
Mhm. I think that's great. I'm on that bridge a lot and it really, keeping it up, it has a lot of foot traffic. It's a beautiful bridge. So
Traffic.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 7 is, we started this last fall, but there are some minor changes, so we need to increase the amount, I think, by about $500. But this is to kind of do some tech upgrades up at the reuse center.
Mhm.
So right now, it's very old school,
Yes.
where you have a ticket, and then they say, oh, what's your address? And they write the address on, and then they write your name down.
When you
and
buy something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
have
so
you done
we're
that?
trying to
Yeah.
have it be,
Yeah.
more like they can scan things, and instead of like writing everything down, this is hopefully will save some time, make things more efficient and create fewer errors.
Mhm.
And so also, use credit cards and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So,
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's great.
People would welcome that.
It saves so much time.
Yeah.
If someone buys a lot,
Yeah.
they have to write out every item.
well, yeah, and this is also, so, I think with the scanners, they don't necessarily have to sit behind the desk. They can be out and they can scan someone while they're out away from the desk, or if they have like an iPad or something, it means that you don't have one person who has to sit in the desk all the time.
Mhm.
They can be out doing, sorting the bins and stuff, so. Second, anyone?
Second.
Mhm.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Number 8 is, this is, the MOU for the community choice aggregation. There's a pretty tight timeline. This was, we all had the CCA, it, fell apart about a year ago,
Mhm.
right? Started falling apart about a year ago. It didn't really fall apart until June, I think, but that's another story. That's eventually you'll hear about the lawsuit and the Attorney General and the Public Service Administration, but right now, Jewel, who is the group that administers the CCA for, I think, about 23 different towns. They've increased the number. It was 13 before. We've had at least one public meeting here explaining it to people. They've had, I think, some online in the village and the town. We've advertised it. They're beginning to go out to bids to look at energy futures again. But there's a pretty quick turnaround time from when they get the bids to when all of the towns need to agree
Mhm.
about, well, okay, we're gonna move forward with that bid. It's just a few days, and there's not enough time for everyone to notice and then have a public hearing. So we're asking that the supervisors be authorized to make the decisions. And it's done collectively by all the mayors and supervisors that are in the CCA,
Mhm.
based on, price and, green energy and stuff like that. And then people then they can always opt out if they want.
Mhm.
But Jewel, they're looking into the futures and prices are starting to come down and stabilize.
Right.
And so the reason they didn't put the bids out last, August, when things fell apart, is the prices were really high.
Mhm.
But the market predictions are it's starting to get a little bit more normal. So they think it's about the right time to start things moving again.
And the municipalities that are involved in that are,
I
how
think,
many?
Town and Village, Kingston, Beacon, City of Poughkeepsie. I think Red Hook,
Mhm.
I think Rhinebeck is joining now. There are 13, I think, Saugerties is looking into it now.
Okay.
It's, there were 13, but it has gone up since then.
Mhm.
So I think Gardner's in it. Most of right around this part of
Mhm.
Ulster County are in it.
Right.
And there's an expectation that people will save money.
That's the hope. They saved a lot last time, but prices are higher now.
Yeah.
What they're looking at, what this would do is it would lock the prices in for, 1, 2, 3 years.
Mhm.
And, based on what the advice from the consultants are, it's like, well, they'll kind of tell the supervisors and mayors, does it make sense to lock in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years?
Mhm.
My guess is it's, what we did for the town when the CCA fell apart, we worked with NYSERDA
Right.
to lock in, buy energy for the next year for the town. So we could be assured of like, well, what the price is going to be in case they went up, they were up to 22 cents a kilowatt hour, but we locked it in, I think, at 11
Yeah.
for the next year.
Right.
So it all depends on how much people think how variable it's gonna be.
Right.
And how long you is it gonna drop a lot more back down to, like, we had, I think, 6.7 cents. If I remember right,
Yeah.
with the other one. So it's,
Mhm.
that a lot of that will be based on the advice from the people who do this for a living,
Mhm.
for the different mayors and supervisors to decide.
And the energy is to be renewable.
Last time it was 100% renewable. They'll probably give people choices between 100% and a mix of renewable and non-renewable.
Mhm.
And a lot of that will depend on what, they gave us the same price options last time too. And then there's comes some kind of consensus that people have to come to.
Mhm. And now if people have solar, then does it go back to them? Or what happens when you have solar?
You mean, like, if you have solar in your house?
Yeah.
I think that's between, I guess that's between you and Central Hudson, but then
Okay.
the additional electricity that you buy, I think you can still do the
The
CCA.
CCA, okay.
And as last time, I know SE probably weren't here when we did it the first time when we had this come along.
Mhm.
So you may not know these little things. So when it's the default is what I understand, right?
Yeah.
If we approve it,
Yeah, so if we enter the contract, what happens is unless you already have like an energy provider, like, one of the popular ones is Green Mountain Energy that a lot of people know of. So if you have your own ESCO energy provider and you're already signed up with a plan, then you stay with them and nothing happens. If you're just the default of Central Hudson and you pay the market rate each month because you can't lock anything in with Central Hudson, you're automatically switched to this plan. But if you then say, you know what, I don't want to be switched, I want the market rate, or I want to switch to my own provider, you just opt out.
Mhm.
But the rationale behind this is unless you have a real interest or a lot of time, you have to do a lot of exploring and well, this firm versus this firm. And, sometimes it's really hard to figure out, like, am I going to get charged a fee or hidden fee, or, is this really green? And we let the experts do all of that research and pick the best firm. And then everyone is just opted into that best firm automatically
Mhm.
and saves people a lot of work and energy. But if they don't like it, they can leave anytime. Right.
Yeah. I second.
All in favor?
I,
Number 9 is a request from Mohonk Preserve again for Rock the Ridge. We've done this for the last few years,
Mhm.
just to approve temporary no parking zones. in areas around Gatehouse Road on May 6th, 2023. So people park in the right places and don't just think, oh, I'll just park where the race starts. And then they bus people over. It's better for the local residents and better for the people to just have them park in the right places.
Yes.
And so, but
Second,
we need to do that, and then Chris can order they order the signs, they pay for the signs, and Chris puts them up.
and they're just for that day.
Oh, they do it, okay,
Even better.
Yeah, that's great.
okay, great.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one is approval of Ron Weber as a seasonal laborer for the Memorial Pool at $22 an hour with a start date of March 26th. This is not daily, we bring him in as when we have specific jobs, like he helped us do the floor in the pavilion, re-cement the floor, or Bill needs certain help on more technical things, he'll help out. So that's
second.
all in favor.
Aye.
11 is motion to authorize hiring Max Catet as a full-time transfer station attendant at the recycling center at a rate outlined in the union contract.
Mhm.
And he has been there as a per diem person. And
He's doing a good job.
they've asked if we could hire him.
Mhm.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, second.
Oh, second.
Okay,
Aye.
aye.
This number 12 is a motion to approve Imperial Guitar's request for a refund of $7.04 for a penalty we charged them for a late payment. They've worked it out with Gene and we're rescinding the late payment.
They can have it.
Mhm,
For late payment for what?
Water,
Yeah, that's what.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of the 2022 budget modifications. This is to increase the amount of revenue from a grant that we've got just to make the budget correct. Well,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And motion to approve the March warrant for $593,486.57.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Before we go,
Mhm.
think about it. We don't have to decide tonight, but I may have trouble making the April 20th meeting.
Mhm.
And so would we be able to maybe move it a day up? I think we can't move it a day back. So either Wednesday or Tuesday
Okay.
or the 19th, 18th. I'm not sure how, I need to talk to, or I just can't make it and people will have to do it without me, but I have an event at SUNY I have to go to.
Right.
So,
Um,
but we have to talk to Jean and Arlene. I just realized today there's a conflict.
Mhm.
We don't have to, but just have to think about it because we have a warrant due.
mhm.
And so we have to meet, but we can't meet too early because I can't get everything processed and we can't meet too late. Well, if it doesn't happen, but
I can't make it the 19th,
okay,
so that's one day I can't make. it.
just something to think about.
Something I can
That's-
make it the 21st, I can make it the 18th.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Good night.
Yeah, I could make the 18th.